Good day, everyone. Welcome to Science for Young Minds with Merivit Education Center. This series is for P.6. Today, we are going to learn about solar and lunar eclipse. Can you say the words again? Great! Eclipse. What is an eclipse? Can you read it for me? Great! An eclipse takes place when one heavenly body such as moon or a planet moves into the shadow of another heavenly body. Do you know that there are two types of eclipse on Earth? An eclipse of the sun or solar eclipse, and an eclipse of the moon or lunar eclipse. Let's learn more about eclipses. What is solar eclipse? Solar eclipse is when the moon blocks the sunlight to the earth and its shadows falls on the earth. Solar eclipse can be seen or experienced by the part of the earth that is having daytime. The duration of solar eclipse is only a few minutes. There are three types of solar eclipse. The first is the total solar eclipse. Total eclipse occurs in the umbra region when the moon completely covers the sun. The sky becomes very dark as if it were a night. The second type of solar eclipse is a partial solar eclipse. This happens when the sun, moon, and earth are not exactly lined up. Partial solar eclipse occurs at the penumbra region when the moon blocks only a part of the sun. The third type is an annular solar eclipse. An annular solar eclipse occurs when the moon is farthest away from the earth. The sun can still be seen around the edges of the moon and it looks like a ring. Reminder: never look direct to the sun. You must use proper safety equipment to look to any other type of solar eclipse. Lunar eclipse. What is lunar eclipse? Great! It's when the earth blocks the sunlight to the moon, the shadow falls on the moon. Lunar eclipse can be seen from the part of the earth that is having nighttime. Lunar eclipse only occurs during a full moon. It is usually lasts for a few hours. It is safe to look at lunar eclipse. There are also two types of lunar eclipse. First is a total lunar eclipse. Occurs when the moon is completely in the umbra, when the moon and the sun are on exact opposite sides of Earth. Although the moon is in Earth's shadow, some sunlight reaches the moon. The sunlight passes through Earth's atmosphere, which causes Earth's atmosphere to filter out most of the blue light. A partial lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is partially in the umbra. When the moon is in the penumbra, it appears less bright than it usually is. A partial lunar eclipse happens when only a part of the moon enters Earth's shadow. At least two partial lunar eclipses happen every year. Let's learn more about eclipse. An eclipse involves three celestial bodies, namely the sun, moon, and the earth. Solar and lunar eclipses are natural events. When the sun and moon's lights are partially or fully hidden from the view for a brief period of time. A lunar eclipse occurs at night and a solar eclipse occurs during the day. There are only two certain times when either of them can occur. Solar eclipses, on the other hand, are more rare, and when they do happen, can only be seen by a very narrow segment of people on Earth. A solar eclipse has always had a more profound effect on humans than a lunar eclipse. Review time. Let us review what we have learned. What are the two types of eclipse? Excellent! Solar and lunar eclipse. And what are the types of solar eclipse? Great job! Total, partial, and annular solar eclipse. When solar and lunar eclipse happen? Great job! Solar eclipse happen during daytime and lunar eclipse happen at night. That's all for today. Goodbye and see you on the next episode.